Good morning, everyone. Here's your Eastern Idaho weather and hazard briefing for Monday, December 7th. We're going to continue to at least see some dry conditions till likely later Wednesday night into Thursday, as we continue to see our pattern breaking down. But until then, the inversion is going to probably hold, and we're going to have some air stagnation problems. Haven't seen a lot of lower air quality issues widespread, or even in some more of our localized places. That could change still over the next couple of days. That weather pattern still is trying to change, but definitely not what we were thinking we might see a couple of days ago, with a pretty large area of low pressure right over the western U.S., including Idaho. There's the low yesterday that dropped across the Oregon-Idaho border already into southern California this morning, at least heading that direction. Here's our weather pattern. We continue to watch high pressure building in between this and the big storm out in the Gulf of Alaska back into the Pacific. This storm system eventually tries to work in here. A little wave comes through this pattern. It's real messy. You can't really distinguish a couple of the main features that we're looking at least now. But we'll see that changing. And that first wave looks like it will not get here until later Wednesday into Thursday. Until then, just some minimal issues with the air stagnation, the valley inversions at this time. By the time we get into Wednesday, that's when the things start to change. It only looks like at this point there'll be some light precipitation in the mountains, up in the central mountains, the eastern highlands, Island Park area. Really not making it too much farther to the south until we get into Thursday and into Friday. Some light rain and snow. It's going to start getting cooler each day, so mainly snow, especially when we get into Friday. A bit of a breeze across the area in some places, but nothing widespread, nothing too windy, it looks like at this point, to cause any major concerns weather-wise, for now at least. So here's the overall weather pattern. Our low continues to head through southern California. High pressure building in, and it's going to hold just a bit longer. Here comes our storm system towards us on Wednesday. Now, there are some indications this storm may come through a little slower, maybe a little faster. This is kind of an in-between look at how fast it comes through Wednesday night into Thursday. And the rain and snow is basically going to be in the mountains. We could see a little light precipitation Thursday morning across portions of the Snake Plain. It looks like at this point, some areas, at least they initially, will be dry for this storm at least. Then you'll notice as we go into Thursday and into Friday, we were talking earlier this week about low pressure being over the northwest and settling in for a bit. Everything's kind of shifting to the east, and we get into this northwest flow at least into Friday. And there'll be some moisture coming over the top of that. You remember on the satellite loop, there's a lot of moisture out there. And that moisture is going to come over the top of the ridge into Idaho as we go into Friday. And that trend continues onward from there. Really hard at this point to try to pinpoint when we might see a little better chance of precipitation, especially at the lower elevations. But it looks like we'll see some off and on snowfall for the most part across the area, and it'll be breezy too at times. And this pattern continues all the way into next weekend. So certainly quite a bit of uncertainty, not a lot of confidence once we get past this storm system coming in Wednesday into Thursday. So definitely keep an eye on things with that as high pressure is trying to build. That high pressure may build strong enough that it actually is not going to really give us any weather. It may push a lot of the moisture too far to our north. So for temperatures today, we continue to watch the cooler temperatures up where the inversions are holding a little bit stronger. We're looking at mid to upper 30s in those areas, some places low to mid 30s, and then down south, especially where we can mix out in the mid 40s, Oakley, Burley, into the Magic Valley, also down towards the Utah border as well. For tomorrow morning, you can see single digits to around 10 degrees under the inversion tomorrow morning. Other areas will be setting in the 10 to 20 degree range, even warmer where we get the inversion to really take shape in the mountains. Some areas will be in the mid-20s to around 30 degrees when you get into higher elevations versus down low where the inversion keeps the colder air trapped in. Temperatures on Tuesday, just a little bit warmer in a few spots, especially where the inversion breaks. Where it holds, we're going to stay in the 30s, it looks like, for the most part. And we start to trend a little bit warmer Wednesday morning as that low approaches, and temperatures fairly similar, maybe a couple of degrees warmer in some areas. And looks like we might eventually see the Stanley Basin break out of the inversion problem by Wednesday into Thursday, especially by the time we get into Thursday, and that trend continues. Although by Thursday, it's actually going to start cooling off. It's really crazy sometimes. It actually, you would think it would get cooler in some areas, but when you have inversions, it gets really cold and it stays cold. You mix out with a cold front, and it actually warms up just a few degrees compared to where it has been. Everyone else starts to cool off. We go into Friday, temperatures in a lot of areas in the 20s and low 30s, maybe mid 30s down into the Magic Valley. And like I said, that trend continues into the weekend and so on from there. Like I said, it looks like we're going to stay dry until later Wednesday into Thursday. Inversions are going to probably hold until that point, and we actually may have to worry about them picking up a little bit of strength as the flow aloft picks up, gets a little bit warmer air getting in, and that might actually kind of hold the valley inversions a little stronger, but we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Until then, the air stagnation issues will persist. Like we said, the pattern is going to try to change later in the week, but I think it looks like high pressure is going to build in. How strong that high pressure building in is going to determine how much precipitation we get once we get to the latter half of this week into the weekend. And if you have any questions, please give us a call. We're here 24/7. Otherwise, have a great Monday and stay safe out there, everyone.